Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a voiceover. I hope you don't mind. But in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how much product you should be using when you do your own makeup. Going into primer, I'm going to squeeze out a pea-sized amount onto my fingers, and then I'm going to smooth that on my T-zone. I do have oily skin, as most of you do know, but I just like to focus the primer on the center of my face and then just run the excess product throughout the rest of my face. Primer is used to grip your foundation, but you do get specialized primers that assist your skin. So if you have redness, you can get a neutralizing primer or glowy primer or matte primer, whatever sort of primer you prefer. Next up, going into foundation, I'm using a full coverage foundation today. I like to dot the foundation onto my skin and then blend it out. As you can tell, I do it section by section. I don't just put on a lot of product and then blend it out. I find that sometimes it dries too quickly, so I like to focus it on one side of my face and then just add more as I need. But this gets the job done. It covers up all my scars nicely. And yeah, guys, like it's not you really don't need to put too much product on. Make sure your foundation matches your neck. That is really important, especially if you are going out. Next up is concealer. When I do full coverage foundation, I like to go in with a medium to full coverage concealer or a light coverage concealer. This is just going to add some, not definition, but it's going to add a nice contrast to the foundation color. It's just going to make me look a little bit brighter underneath my eyes, my chin. And then I put some concealer on my lids to prep my eyelids for when I do eyeshadow. And then just a little bit on my nose. You'll see why in a second. So I like to focus the concealers on these areas because I find that that's where the light hits your skin. So that's where those areas should be a little bit lighter. With makeup, everything's about how the light's gonna hit you, where the shadow's gonna be, you know. And I don't have dark circles or anything, so I'm not correcting in this video. I'm just tapping and focusing it underneath my eyes. And as you can see, the less product you use, it's easier to blend out as well. Going into some contour, a little bit goes a long way. I accidentally added an extra dot on my face. I should have just done 2 dots. But yeah, so with contour, that's just gonna help you define. Yeah, that was too much, girl. That's just gonna help you define the areas on your face. So your jaw, your cheekbones, your forehead, your nose, any areas you want to minimize, make smaller. As you can tell, if you use too much product, you're gonna have trouble blending this out, but I'm actually glad I made this mistake so that you can see how I correct it. But I just blend. That blending is gonna be your best friend. Just be very mindful of your contour, especially if you're using a cream contour. For the nose, I like to make little lines. I think I make about 6 lines on my nose, and those are the specific areas I'm going to focus and blend out. So taking my brush, I'm just going to blend the areas by my nose first. So that's just going to make my nose look a little bit shorter. Again, you do not need a lot of product. As you can see, there's already a noticeable difference. So you don't have to follow the Instagram videos where people are just putting a ton of contour on their noses and faces. It's really not necessary. It's gonna take you an unnecessary amount of time to blend that out where you could have been done within seconds. I do go in with my finger occasionally, just if I feel like my brush isn't gonna get the job done quick enough. Going into some powder. I've been using this powder for such a long time. Yeah, so with powder, I just swirl a little bit onto my face, but I'm going to show you a trick real quick. So I take my brush, I tap it into my powder, and then I have to tap off the excess. Look at all this powder that's falling off my brush. You cannot just tap your brush and then put it on your face. Like, powder's gonna go everywhere. So I tap it in, take it into the lid, swirl it in the lid, and then tap it onto your face. As you can see, there's still excess powder on my that like shot all over my face, but that is okay. We're just gonna use that powder and just swirl it over my whole face just to set the concealer and contour. My foundation is matte, so that doesn't really need to be set, but everything else I just need to swirl around my face and make sure it stays all day. Next up is bronzer. This I'm just using to give my face some warmth. I'm going to take my brush and tap it into the pan and then focus it on the apple of my cheek and then just do a couple of swirls. Just focus that on the outer edge of my face as well. That smells lovely. Blending it into my hairline. And can you see, like, there's a slight difference, but there is a difference. So yeah, just to swirl it around. You don't need too much product. In fact, if you use too much product, it's gonna be difficult to fix. But just, yeah, that was a bit much, but it's okay. Bronzing my forehead. I like to go a little bit more in with my forehead, to be honest, because I want my forehead to be smaller. Next up is my blush. This blush is pigmented, so you have to tap in a little bit and then just blend it on your face. And again, like, I'm not the biggest fan of blush, but I do think it adds a nice warmth to your skin. It makes you look a little bit more human. So just focusing that on the apples of my cheeks. Look at that, just nice and pretty. I do like to go in with my bronzer slash powder brush again, just to mesh the blush and bronzer together and blend that towards my nose and up towards my hairline. Next up is brows. I like to take, you can use any brow pencil for this step, to be honest, but this is a wax-based brow pencil. So I like to just run this through very, very lightly throughout my brows. Just taking my time and using my spoolie to just create the shape that I want. And again, just very, very lightly run that through my brows. You don't want to press too hard because your brows are gonna look crazy. I found that out, yeah, the hard way, guys. Like, this is all from personal experience. If you use wax-based pencils and press too hard, like, it's not gonna look pretty for anyone. I do like to go against the hairline and just press hard in the front area so that I can fill it out a little bit easier, as opposed to drawing hairs in the front. Then I just take my spoolie and blend that out so that it looks realistic. It doesn't look like it was drawn on, it just looks like it was filled out slightly. And then just go in some more to define the arch. Really, really simple, easy to do, and it's my natural brow. See? Natural. And fill any areas you feel are a bit sparse. Just take your time. Oh, this is a long brow tutorial. Yes. Next up is eyeshadow. I'm going into my Morphe palette. I just like to focus the product in my crease. This is just any brown color that you have, just focusing in your crease to create some dimension. I do have hooded eyes, so I like to make my eyes look a little bit bigger. So I just focus that dark brown on the outskirts of my eye. And as you can see, like, it already lifted my eye. Then I'm going in with a lighter shade and I'm just going to put that onto my lid with my finger. And just press that into my lid, make sure it's blended. And then going in with the brown again to just add some color on my lower lash line. Just take your time. Then going into mascara, I'm just going to run that through to kind of lift the eye again. I'm not going to be doing false lashes in this video. I wanted to keep this makeup look very simple and easy to recreate. Next up, I'm going into lip liner. I always line my lips. I do have discoloration on my lips, so I just go on the side of the pencil and just draw a very thin line on the outskirts and then kind of like push it in towards the center of my lips. Just line them up. And that takes me the longest, to be honest, to line my lips. It really takes me a while just to make sure the shape is what I want it to be. And then going in with some gloss, I'm just going to add that onto my lips to make it look a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to go in with my finger again to just tap the colors together. I don't want the liner to look like it's not a part of my lip, you know. I want it to look cohesive. Next up, I'm going with my favorite highlighter. I'm going to focus that on my nose. And then I'm going to focus it by my inner corners, just underneath my brow, and my favorites, my cheekbones. Well, the high points of my face, actually, not my cheekbones. Just run that however much you want. Highlighter, I feel like it's very playful. It can go either way. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you like this style video down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you aren't subscribed to my channel. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.